Hi dear children, welcome back to our biology class. Today I am going to give you the recap of the whole chapter. Let's regain our fields we discussed so far. Children, first we discussed about food security. Food security is the situation that ensures sufficient food for everyone to lead a healthy life. It is necessary to ensure food security for a better and healthy society where there is no poverty or health issues due to lack of nutrition. Next, we learned the crisis in the agricultural sector. Fall in price, cost of production, crop loss, lack of space, climate change, exploitation by middlemen, environmental destruction and health issues are the main crises faced by farmers or the crisis in agricultural sector. How can we improve the fertility of soil? Yes, the fertility of the soil can be improved through the application of fertilizers. The pH of the soil is also an important factor that influences the growth of the plants. The presence of elements in the soil and the pH value can be identified by soil testing. Organisms like bacteria, fungi, algae, termite, earthworm, etc. help to increase the soil fertility. Next, we discussed about microbial fertilizer. The microbial fertilizers are substances that contain microorganisms which help to increase the fertility of the soil. The bacteria like Rhizobium, Acetobacter, Azospirillum and the aquatic plants like Azolla can be used to increase the nitrogen content in the soil. So here Rhizobium, Acetobacter, Azospirillum are the bacteria used in microbial fertilizer. Next, what are the things to be taken care of while applying microbial fertilizers? Ensure the availability of biofertilizers in the soil. Proper irrigation should be provided. Chemical fertilizers or chemical pesticides should not be used. Next, we studied about how to control the pests. The following methods are used to control the pests. First, by using ultrasonic sound waves. Second, destroying the male reproductive capacity of male pests using radiation. Third, destroying pests using pheromone trap. Integrated pest management. The basic principle of integrated pest management is not the destruction of pests totally. Instead, it tries to prevent the multiplication of pests and to limit their number without loss of crop. This is an eco-friendly method. It ensures pest control without disturbing the environment. This method is done by reducing the use of chemical pesticides and encouraging the application of biopesticides, natural enemies of pest, mechanical pest control, etc. Next is sustainable agriculture. In sustainable agriculture, it reduces the use of fertilizers and pesticides to make once decaying matter a manure for another. Diverse crops are seen in the field. Then no waste remains. Some waste management methods are composting, biogas production, fodder production, poultry fodder production, production of fish feed. These methods are used to disposal of organic waste. To meet the demands of the increasing population, the use of fertilizers and pesticides are increased. So seeds and fertilizers are brought from outside to the agriculture fields. This method may be called HEIA, High External Input Agriculture. The second one is LEISA, Low External Input Sustainable Agriculture. This method allows the use of fertilizers and pesticides in limited quantity. The next one is the NEISA, No External Input Sustainable Agriculture. Here, one's waste becomes the manure for another and not dependent on anything from outside. Next is different agricultural sectors. First is livestock management, rearing cattle for milk, meat and agricultural purposes. The next one is poultry farming, here rearing birds for egg and meat. The next is sericulture, rearing silkworms for the production of natural silk is called sericulture. The next, pisciculture, the scientific way of rearing fish in natural water bodies, paddy fields or artificial tanks. The next is floriculture, cultivation of flowering plants on a commercial basis. The next, apiculture, scientific rearing of honeybees. The cuniculture, the scientific way of rearing of rabbits. The mushroom culture, scientific way of growing mushrooms. Horticulture, scientific cultivation of fruits and vegetables. Medicinal plant cultivation, scientific cultivation of medicinal plants. Next, we studied about the modern farming methods. The first is polyhouse farming. The polyhouse is a special kind of arrangement in which a crop field is completely or partially covered by transparent polythene sheets. Since the temperature and moisture in the polyhouse is constantly regulated, the growth of plants becomes rapid. Nutrients are dissolved in water and are supplied on plants through drip irrigation. Pest infestation will also be less because the sides of the polyhouse are covered with net. Although the expense is high in the beginning, crop yield is many times greater than that of the regular field. The next second one is the precision farming. In this method of farming, the nature of soil, quantity of elements in the soil, pH value of soil, presence of water, etc. in the crop field are tested using modern technology, and appropriate crops are selected for cultivation. By covering the soil using polythene sheet, we can effectively control weeds and also limit irrigation. Next is the cultivation without soil. The examples are hydroponics and aeroponics. In hydroponics, plants are grown in nutrient solution. In aeroponics, plants are grown in such a way that their roots grow into air and nutrients are sprayed directly on roots. Next, we learned about the importance of native varieties. The indigenous varieties of a locality are that acquire natural immunity, they are high disease resistant and low cost of management that can survive the challenges of adverse climatic conditions, but they were less productive. Extinction of indigenous varieties causes depletion of our biological wealth. Let's familiarize some indigenous varieties. The crop mango, its indigenous varieties Moovandan, Kilichundan. Plantain, Nyalipoovan, Palayangkodan. The animal, cow, the indigenous variety Vechur, Kasaragod Kullan. Goat, Malabari, Attapadi Black. The falling price of products and exploitation by middlemen are the one of the crises faced by farmers. These crises are overcome by the supporting organizations. The agricultural societies help farmers to market their products without the help of mediators, and there is a facility for storage of items. They can sell such stored products when prices are high in the market and make profit. Then the advantages of group farming like Sunday farming or family farming. The utilization of barren land, pesticide-free food, exercise for the body, recreation. This chapter deals with the possibilities to overcome some crises in the agriculture sector. Some crises and the possibilities to overcome are given in the table. First, climate change, polyhouse farming, hydroponics. Then environmental destruction and health problems, scientific application of fertilizers, integrated pest management, organic waste disposal. Cost of production, use indigenous varieties, integrated farming. Crop loss, integrated pest management, soil testing. Lack of space, grow bag cultivation, terrace cultivation. fall in price, marketing through organizations of farmers. When products have less demand, convert them into agro products. Okay children, I hope all of you understood about this chapter. See you in the next class. Thank you.